With her re-election, German Chancellor Angela Merkel promised to bring in thousands of more asylum seekers. However, she changed her tune after she encountered the surprise that one of her beloved migrants had waiting for her. Thanks to its liberal immigration policy, Germany is returning to its Nazi-socialist roots with an explosion of an intolerant, violent, and oppressive culture and ideology. Despite skyrocketing sexual assaults, stabbings, and terrorist attacks, the nation has once again elected the woman who will be remembered for plunging Germany into Islamization the West hasn't seen since the peak of the Ottoman Empire's conquests. Unable to hide the devastating effects of mass Muslim migration any longer, Mama Merkel has enacted censorship laws akin to not only those of Nazi Germany, but also every oppressive Sharia governance in existence today. Unfortunately for her, as the conservative right has repeatedly warned, her appeasement of the Muslim community can't save her from their ultimate goal of religious and political supremacy. On March 14, as Liberal German Chancellor Angela Merkel was leaving the Berlin Reichstag building to celebrate a re-election, a Muslim migrant rushed toward her while screaming Allahu Akbar before being quickly tackled by the politician's heavily armed security detail. WELT confirmed that the assailant is a 23-year-old Afghan asylum seeker from Swabian Ostfildern and is unknown by the police. The incident, which was captured on video, shows Merkel's elated grin fade as she notices the screeching migrant rushing toward her with one arm lifted, sparking fears that his actions may be an impending terrorist attack or assassination attempt. Although it's uncertain whether the migrant was armed or had any intention to physically harm Merkel, it's clear that his shouts that Allah is greatest were intended to cast terror into the hearts of Merkel and her constituents, which were undoubtedly successful based on her hasty exit. The incident is exceptionally ironic for several reasons. First, Merkel is notorious throughout the world for forcing Germany to accept over 1 million refugees, nearly all of whom are Muslim men. Even more disturbing was Merkel's movement to implement Sharia-like blasphemy laws, which punish non-Muslims for criticizing Islam or her pro-migrant policy. Merkel has denounced critics of Islam's oppressive and violent tenets as Islamophobic. However, her reaction to hearing shouts of Allahu Akbar proved incredibly telling of her own thoughts on Islamic terrorism. Still, Merkel is sticking to her guns when it comes to her failed immigration policy, proving that she's learned nothing from the devastating outcome due to mass Muslim migration. Merkel once again doubled down against conservatives on March 21, just 1 week after her migrant scare, for making anti-immigration comments, according to Politico. Like all socialist politicians, it is easy for Merkel to hide behind her personal security detail and mandate legislation from which she is exempt. However, she can't outrun the consequences of her policies for long. Eventually, she too will be subjected to the Quran's commands that she submit to oppressive Islamic law or be punished as an unbeliever, no matter how nice she was to Muslim refugees or how often she called for Germans to be tolerant of Islam. Quran 2:191-193, and kill them wherever you find them, and turn them out from where they have turned you out. And al-fitna, disbelief or unrest is worse than killing, but if they desist, then lo, Allah is forgiving and merciful. And fight them until there is no more fitna, disbelief, and worshipping of others along with Allah, and worship is for Allah alone. But if they cease, let there be no transgression except against Azalamun, the polytheists, and wrongdoers, etc. Quran 4:89, they but wish that ye should reject faith as they do, and thus be on the same footing as they, but take not friends from their ranks until they flee in the way of Allah from what is forbidden. But if they turn renegades, seize them and slay them wherever ye find them, and, in any case, take no friends or helpers from their ranks. Quran 9:5. So when the sacred months have passed away, then slay the idolaters wherever you find them, and take them captive, and besiege them, and lie in wait for them in every ambush. Then if they repent, and keep up prayer and pay the poor rate, leave their way free to them. Devout Muslims don't care if an unbeliever has offered them kindness or extended tolerance. The Quran is clear in that they are to war with non-Muslims until they are forced to convert or pay the religious tax meant to make them feel oppressed. Merkel is merely a willing tool that they are gladly using in order to accomplish this goal.